Number two thing I would do to skyrocket your profits and make more money in your business than you're making now. Yesterday I shared the number one thing, which would be to build value. You want people to come in and go, wow, what's going on? And your answer is, we're really just trying to, look after your business even further. We really appreciate it. We want to step up our game. I said, create a competition, something to capture the details as people come in to build that database. You might already have a database of 3,000 people. Well, then you're miles ahead. But if you don't have any database, you need to start somewhere. So the next thing I would do, right, is think about your business. When I talk database, I'll give you an example. Think about how many times a year you'd go to a Better Electrical, Bing Lee, any of them guys. From we need a vacuum cleaner, to we need a new TV, to we need... I would suggest that it's somewhere between 2 and 4 times, and it could be more come Christmas and whatnot and all the new gadgets and whatnot. Why, with that much competition, you might be the little guy, right? Where I live, there's a little electrical store, half the size of the big guys. Well, you got to step up your game. I've ended up going to the bigger guys because there's no reason to go there and you think that they've got the better range. But it mightn't be the case. If the service was better and you were communicating with me with special offers, things of interest, but giving me a reason to go there. What about the special occasions coming up? It's coming up to Christmas. What about you sent me something to say, hey, come in. We really appreciate your business and I'm going to give you $50, $100. Work your numbers out. And basically, I'm going to give you that off when you spend $500 or whatever the case. I'm going to go there first before I go anywhere else. Like, it's that simple because they appreciate my business. It stands out and I feel like I'm getting looked after. Think like a restaurant. Like when you go to a restaurant, stuff can be $20, some can be $32. If you have a great experience, then by the end of it, you're not, if the service is good, your drinks come quick, you're not worried about that, normally it's $25 a meal or $22 a meal and it's $32. The dearer it is, the better the service has got to be, the quicker the drinks has got to be, them simple little things. But build a database. No one does this in the restaurant field. So we're building a database. Next question I've got is, if I said you were going to make an extra 50 grand this year, right? You might be a small business making 120 grand, and I said you can make an extra 50 grand. How much of that would you be willing to give up? So once we're building value, I'm now looking in the business, how can we stand out? How can we be different? Might be the signage, might be the, some team training. Team training is so important because some people are there just to collect a paycheck. You have to keep holding people to a higher standard. So we want it to feel different. So the number 2 thing I do is I start to look at the business, and you might be a hairdresser, and a lot of hairdressers I go into, my hair grows that quick, but you can just look from the outside. Other than cutting hair, you need lots of touch points to make sure that you've got more opportunities to make money. You might have a good range of products, from cheaper stuff to dearer stuff, and the team have got really good knowledge, and you've sourced someone out. A friend of mine, one of my wife's friends, has brought this line of skincare out, and like if you're a hairdresser, you'd want to have this sort of stuff in and be across it because it's an added revenue. It's something that stands out. So we need it to be different. We need people to come in and go, wow, could be that, this week come into your takeaway and everyone gets a free can of Coke. Just put your name and details in there. What about pizza? For me, it's like if you're a challenger brand, like there's not many brands left now that are like Domino's. Domino's dominates. They've innovated. you spend an extra $3 and it's there with 20, within 20 minutes. I mean, how can you beat that? They've got chicken wings, they've got like desserts, because they've had to innovate, and Eagle Boys and some of them others are just gone. And near where I live, there's a brand that's not as strong. So if they captured the details, and on a Thursday night or Friday night, some sort of text come out and said, "Hey Shane, come in tonight and we're going to give you blah, blah, blah." Now do your numbers, but I'm going to consider going to them before I will Domino's. And this is what it's all about. How can I challenge my competitors? I want to crush my competitors. I want to make sure that I've understood my numbers. I've understood if I grew my customer base by this, I make this much out of a sale. I work it all the way down. So I go, okay, if I increase the customer count, the numbers are there, and I'm giving better service, so I'm standing out. People aren't as focused on the price. I can guarantee that someone comes to you in your electrical store, any sort of retail store, hairdressing, florist, first they come in, but once you build that value, then they're not thinking about price. It's in your head. Many years, I was like, I can't do that. That's too much. But I build value. So I'm ramming home this, but let me ask you, if you could make an extra 50 grand this year, how much would you be willing to give up? It's that simple. So now we start to, let's say you said $10,000. Now we start to use that $10,000 and we start to look after our customers further. That's like, what's that? $800 a month-ish. So what could you do with $800 a month to say thank you? What about in your business? You go, everyone that comes in this month gets a nice bottle of wine, turn up their house as a thank you. And I'm not just talking you cheap $14. And you might go, "Oh, Shane, I couldn't afford that." But you have to do your numbers and go, if I'm going to make 50 grand, I can afford, and maybe it's your top 50 customers. Maybe you mix it up. You've been chosen as a lucky VIP. Here's a nice bottle of wine. If you come back within 5 weeks, we're going to look after you. So not only do you get the bottle of wine, you're giving them incentive to come back. Some of this stuff's pretty simple and easy. And once you start to understand that it's all about building value, the game changes. No one can beat you. And it's all about crushing our competition. So look, it's tip number 2. Keep watching for the other tips coming through. Click the link if you want some. These are some of the business secrets that I use. I've put together in a report. Click the link, get it to happen, and grow your business. Small business is hard. So you want to get to the end in 5, 10 years, whatever, and sell your business and get what it's worth, what you feel it's worth, not what the market says. And the market will only be determined by how much profit you're making. It's that simple. If you can't show good profit, the market will only give you what it's worth. Righto, guys, good stuff. I hope you're seeing value. Click on the link, get your free report. Treat the information as gold. I'll see you in the next one. Tip number 3 coming tomorrow. This is where the game changer is. We'll see you then.